Yes, networking. I know it's dreadful. Nobody wants to talk to people. But really, it still really counts because sometimes resumes and cover letters don't matter. I know it's sad, but let's go over why. So you want to be proud. Hello and welcome to your Prod Summer Camp Land the Job. My name is Frances. I am your camp leader for this 7-day series, Land the Job. And I created So You Want to Be Prod as a resource for the production department in film and TV, in VFX and animation. For today's agenda, we're going to be covering networking to learn how connections could help you with your production roles. If you see me looking to the side, it's because I have the course outline, the course material, and the course page in front of me, just so I know what we're going to be covering and I'm not skipping anything that is worth sharing. Each day or each lesson that we cover comes with their own course materials, or as I call it, your gear pack. You can download it for free and the link is in the video description down below. You'll also find a link to our Discord channel, the Prod Chat, if you want to have a community there where you can chat or ask questions as you follow along. The chapters for today: networking is a must, networking etiquette and best practices, how to reach out, connect and follow up, how to make LinkedIn work for you. Stay at the end of the video because I also share campfire stories. Alright, so chapter 1, networking is a must. First of all, no, you are not annoying. You're not bothering anyone when you ask for help. Here are the 3 reasons why. 1, helping others is how we learn from each other. Everyone has ideas worth sharing no matter our level of experience. Networking can sometimes be really scary when you're an emerging talent or you don't have any experience yet, because who am I to reach out to this person? Sometimes the questions you ask spawn other ideas, other things that are actually helping that other person that you might not know of. The birth of this course is because I have gotten a lot of emails and conversations and people reaching out, how do I get into production? Without those questions, without these emerging talent who are reaching out or fresh grads who are reaching out, this course wouldn't exist. So thank you for asking the question. Thank you for asking for help. Reason number 2, while asking for help is not annoying, it makes people feel valued. It makes people happy. You'll see this in a work dynamic as well. Most people love to help. If you ask your lead or your supervisor, how do I do this? Most of the time, they're going to be very willing to help. It's a chance for them to share their strengths and in some way make a difference. Being able to support someone else is more often than not what fulfillment is, and fulfillment makes people happy. And number 3 is it's a human nature to seek connection. More often than not, it's through helping others or seeking help where you build bonds with others. Making these connections comes more naturally and less forced. It's not a team building exercise. Put it this way, right? It's a lot more natural for you to ask your supervisor for help because you don't know how to do something than asking them if they want to go bowling for morale or something. Right? That's awkward. It's weird. It's forced. But if you ask for help because you genuinely need another person to be able to get through something that you're having difficulty with at work, that comes more naturally. Now that we have gone over the reasons why it's okay to ask for help, networking is actually not just about asking for help. There are other reasons why networking is a good thing. I'd say it's even a must. Let's say social media networking. LinkedIn is a lot more influential than you think. Some recruiters go straight to LinkedIn. They wouldn't even look at your resume or cover letter for that matter, or your online application. Someone brought it up at work, they look at your LinkedIn. Also, that's not always entirely on them because sometimes part of the people who are in the hiring team might not have access to your application, but someone forwarded their your name, curious, they would look at your LinkedIn profile. And some people don't have time to read your resume or cover letter. I know it's sad, we work hard on it, but sometimes people who are in your interview, they wouldn't have time to review your application until maybe feel like the day of your interview. The quickest way for them to kind of get a rundown of who you are is through LinkedIn. So what's the lesson here? Connect with your colleagues or professionals you meet in real life, so that expands your network, or you get recommended, or you show up on their feed a lot more. And as I mentioned in day 4 on Smarter Job Search, there is no shame in having the open to work banner. It's just a form of communication. LinkedIn profiles should be updated to match what's your own resume. So if you have an outdated LinkedIn, go now and update your LinkedIn. And then arguably, I would prioritize updating your LinkedIn before even writing your cover letter, before even applying for jobs online. Because like I said, some people go straight to your LinkedIn page. So make that work while you're working. Another thing that I wanted to point out is that it's a big industry, but it's also not. You're bound to run into people in the industry again. So it could be in another studio or on a work event or even the grocery store. Nurturing those connections. So again, it doesn't always mean that you just have something and you ask for help. But nurturing them through like thoughtful questions. It's through reconnection where unexpected support sometimes comes. And sometimes that leads to a job. It's worth taking care of who's in your network and finding ways to stay well connected, for the lack of a better word. And at the end of the day, everyone wins when we support each other. I think the world right now could use a little less competition and a little more collaboration, a little less self-caring and a little more caring for others. Chapter 2, networking etiquette and best practices. So prod tips for networking. Tailor your LinkedIn profile with keywords highlighting production tasks or duties, even if your title is different from what you're applying for. What you want to capture is what's on the job description of the job that you're applying for. It doesn't matter that you're not there yet. It doesn't matter that you don't have that title yet. What is it in the role that you do want that you already have? So it's not about title. It's what you bring to the table. Another tip is to engage with the posts that recruiters post. The reason is because in doing so, your name pops up. Your name shows up. So-and-so liked your post. So-and-so reposted your post. And it makes you more memorable so that when your name does show up in the application, it's like, oh, where did I get that name? That's where it comes from. Another tip is to connect with artists and supervisors, not just people in production. They can recommend you just as anyone in production does. Because sometimes studios have a referral program, so there is an incentive there. If they can forward an application that leads to an eventual hire, that there could get some benefits in that. So it's not just production people that you can connect with. You can connect with other people from other departments as well. Another tip is not all jobs are posted. This is why networking is super, super important, because sometimes your connection have early tips of job positions that might be coming up. So nurture those connections, send those feelers out, because you never know. You might get a few steps ahead of others because you know someone in the right place in the right time. Another tip is when you get introduced to someone at a networking event, in a work event, add them on LinkedIn right away and add a note on who you are, because they probably met tons of other people too. So a little reminder of where you guys met or how they could remember you would go a long way, and it increases the chances of them adding you or accepting your invite. Next tip is be authentic. Even if your authentic self is awkward, sometimes it's actually endearing and people love to help you even more. More times than not, people are kind and they will give you grace. So it's okay if you're awkward. So another pro tip is spell and pronounce people's names correctly. The last tip is let recruiters know and your referrals know when you're no longer available. If you got the job, congratulations. Do share that with them so that there is some closure there, right? And you're opening up the opportunity for someone else. Let's go on to the prod camp codes, etiquette or best practices for when you are networking. Number 1, I will be respectful of others' time. So introduce yourself when you're networking, but be clear and be concise when you're starting a conversation. And then later on, if you want to request a one-on-one or a meeting, keep that time short. Their time is valuable. Keep it under 30 minutes, unless you guys explicitly agreed that you can do longer than 30 minutes. And then when you do have that meeting, stick to that time. Number 2 is I will not only be asking for a job. So people are more than what they can do for you. Get to know them, appreciate other ways that you can learn from them. Ask thoughtful questions, not just do you have a job? That's kind of off-putting. Number 3, I will be open to ideas even if it's uncomfortable. But big caveat here, disrespect is not the same as discomfort. So if you're ever threatened or you are feeling unsafe, disengage. Otherwise, do be willing to learn even when ideas differ. So a lot of people have different perspective and you might not always agree. So learn how you're able to appreciate that even if you don't agree. Number 4 is I will ask for help. Notice that it's not about I will not be afraid to ask for help. Being scared, being nervous is normal. Being anxious when you're asking for help is normal, but ask anyway, see where it goes. Number 5, I will not ghost others. I know that it's a common issue for job seekers right now to be ghosted, and understandably that is frustrating. It's disrespect of people's time. But having been ghosted, it doesn't give you license to ghost someone else. Stay respectful and communicate professionally. Code number 6 is I will follow up and thank others for their time. Always send thank you messages after someone gives you their time or shares an insight that you found helpful, but keep it professional, right? Don't go over the top. Last code is I will give back. No matter how far you are in your career path, no matter your experience, there will always be someone who was closer to where you were than where you are right now. Someone who's earlier in their career who can benefit from your insight and your experience. You have value. So reach out to others and be the help that you wish you had. Next chapter is how to reach out, connect, and follow up. As a socially awkward person myself, here are some tips that have helped me. Who would you reach out to? You would reach out to professionals who are already in a production role. You can reach out to people you know personally. You can reach out to studio recruiters, HR, or talent managers. It depends on the studio. You can reach out from people from your school who are more likely to accept your invite. People you meet at industry events. Like I said, if you meet them, add them right away, add a note so they remember who you are. Another place you can reach out and connect is on our Discord. There's a button there, join the prod chat. And if a script would be helpful for you because you're not used to networking, I provided some samples on the website on what to say first. So just fill in the blanks. Hopefully that would help. Some prod tips though, when you are requesting connection is keep it short, about 4 to 5 sentences. If you are asking a question, make sure that it's a question that it's easy to answer, because if you make it a big question that requires a big answer, you might not get a response because it takes more brain power. Then check out the additional resources at the bottom of the course page for more help. Another sample there that might be helpful to you is how to check in or follow up. So you've submitted your application, you've connected with someone, now you're waiting to hear back. So there's a template there if that's useful to you on what to ask and how to ask for an update. One thing to also help with networking is thinking of it as less of a chore or a must-do in job search and more of a chance for you to create genuine connection, genuine relationships with people in the industry. That has a lot more heart to it and less of a transaction. Okay, now arriving on the last chapter for day 5 on networking, how to make LinkedIn work for you. I will go over what hiring teams look for when they look at your LinkedIn page. They look at your past employers and your past roles. They look at your career progression. They look at the relevant responsibilities to the current job opening if it's a match. So again, really tailor your LinkedIn page as well with the keywords that match the job description. If you are adding people on LinkedIn, add a reminder note on who you are and where you met. Don't just blindly add people. They might not accept it, but taking that extra step and putting that in the note will increase your chance. Hiring teams often ask someone internally about a candidate if they know that they've previously worked together. So if they say like, hey, this person used to work at this studio, I know that you did too. Do you happen to know them? What are they like? Should we hire them? So this is also another reason why networking in a healthy work relationship is important, because people talk. Frequently asked questions or networking. I don't know anyone. Where do I start? See chapter 5.3. I have a list in there on who to reach out to. Can I add someone if we only met once? Yes. Yes, you may. But again, send the invite with a note so they remember who you are. Can I message someone outside LinkedIn? Check with them what they're comfortable with. I'm guessing that you also know them outside of LinkedIn, that you might have their phone number, you might know them from chat or an email. But when it comes to more frequent communication or looking for job leads, ask them what they're comfortable with, because not everyone in your personal contact may be keen on discussing work on their personal devices. So it's best to check with them. How often can I contact someone or ask for updates? Ask them, what are they comfortable with? Everyone's going to be different, right? So go ahead, ask them, how often can we stay in touch? How do I keep in touch after the initial connection? Thank them and engage with their posts online. Reach out again every few months if you have any update. Don't bombard them with questions just to keep a conversation going. You will notice if there's only one person carrying the conversation, right? So if that is where it's heading, maybe give them space. Again, you can click on the prod tips and at the bottom of the course page. There are additional resources there as well for you. There's a really good one by Andy Schuler, LinkedIn 101 series. So you can click on those and learn a bit more of the strategies that you could use. The main takeaways for this day is: 1, you are not annoying someone by asking for help. Number 2, networking is more than asking others for what they can do for you. 3, networking doesn't have to be pushy or invasive, as long as you're respectful of other people's time, value, and boundaries. Number 4 is always thank people. Number 5, you have more connections than you think. If you look at the list of who you can reach out to, there's a lot there. Number 6, LinkedIn is a powerful tool, so use it. Your action items for today are: number 1, add me on LinkedIn. But like I said, if you do add me on LinkedIn, add a note in there. Number 2 is, this is optional, but you can introduce yourself in the prod chat. Start your networking now. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something. If there's anything here that you're not comfortable with, let me know in the comments. Maybe we could give you more tips or other ways you can go about doing that if that's not something that comes naturally to you. Yeah, thank you for watching. Please do like this if it's been helpful for you. Subscribe if you want to see other videos. Our next video is going to be day 6, and that is what to do before and after the interview. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Okay, so for today's campfire stories, what I'll share right now is probably not as scary, but I like it because it's a funny one. There was once a recruiter who reached out to me on LinkedIn, and they greeted me with their own name by mistake. That was kind of funny. That's just to show that it's not just you who's awkward sometimes, right? Like, the people on the other side, they're humans too. So if you feel unsure and you feel awkward, sometimes they are too. We're all in this together, but we're trying. That's my campfire story today. There are some other ones if you read it, if you're curious. Yeah, that's it for now. See you in the next one. Bye.